Hi, good evening everyone. My name's Dave. This week I've taken delivery of a little toy. It's the Garmin GPS Map 64S GPS receiver, handheld GPS receiver. Now the reason I've bought this unit is myself and my little girl Ava we're quite keen on going geocaching, and the wife, really, well, the whole family really. We did a bit of geocaching using mobile phone sort of combination of Android and iPhones, and it worked pretty well. There wasn't really a major problem with it. Couple of issues really was mainly battery life. It seemed to chew the battery life up on the phone quite significantly, which is not surprising considering the fact it was using a sort of GPS continuously. Other issues when we were out in the sticks, not having any data coverage meant I couldn't access maps reliably, and also the screen was a big problem. We were tending to go out on nice sunny days and very difficult to see the screen a lot of the time, especially when we were out in the. I mean, these are only minor points, but whatever. Any excuse to buy a new piece of kit. So I started doing some online research and then came to the conclusion that I'd buy one of these GPS Map 64S units, which has got a sort of paperless integrated geocaching app, if you like. Now I did a lot of reading. I spent several hours reading around and different manufacturers, and there were some points that I read concerning this unit which made me think, you know, should I go down this route or not? But to be quite honest, I've got the unit and I'm really pleased with it, and to be perfectly honest, everything I read that was in any way negative about it, I can't substantiate. You know, I can't really find much wrong with it. I'm not quite sure, you know, obviously people tend to post things that are bad, or people post things that they don't like rather than what they do like. So anyway, I thought I'd just give a quick run through of the unit. I'm not going to go with every menu and every possible way of using it because that'll just get dreadfully dull. So anyway, here's the unit, and this is the box it sort of basically comes in. So it's the usual stuff in the box. You know, you've got a USB cable, you've got you know, a little quick start guide manual, typically Garmin, you know, very robust. Yeah, it's the box. But you know, it's quality packaging. So here's the unit. The first thing you notice when you pick it up is it feels very robust. I mean, you feel like you could drive a truck over it. It's extremely well put together. One of the first things I read, people were sort of, I don't know, complaining is the right word, but commenting on was it was heavy. Well, I wouldn't say it was heavy. If you're going to package something so that it's robust, waterproof, and it could be dropped down a cliff, and you're going to put double nickel metal hydride batteries in it, it's going to be maybe a little bit on you know, it's going to be a little bit on heavy side. I wouldn't say that was heavy. You're going to know if you've lost it, but it's fine. So other thing that comes in the box is this. I've not even opened this yet. This is a little clip that goes on the back with an aluminium carabiner, which you can then presumably belt clip. The only thing it didn't come with, which I would suggest it should have done, is the little lanyard that goes on the bottom here. It's not. I thought maybe it was missing, but according to the box contents, it wasn't missing. It just wasn't included. It would have been nice to have a little lanyard on there, just like a wrist strap. It doesn't come with that, even though how much would it have costed? You know, I would have preferred a lanyard to that personally, but there we go. Anyway, so okay, so we'll power it up. I'll see that. There we go. So power up time is pretty quick. Give it a second or two. There, it's up straight away. And I know it's locked in this position before, so you'd expect it to have pretty good GPS, but if I just quickly depress this button, There's its GPS. Now I'm in my workshop, which has got a metal roof. So I've got a complete metal roof above me. It doesn't have any problems acquiring GPS in here. Even in the house, and our house is stone built rather than brick built, downstairs it still manages to hang on to a GPS signal, which is pretty impressive. One of the main reasons I bought this particular unit is because it, rather than an interior antenna, it's got this exterior quad helix antenna, which I have to say, I mean, I've not used a lot of GPS units, but compared with my phone and the previous Garmin Legend HCX I had, this is much more sensitive. I've not found anywhere when we've been out geocaching that it couldn't get a really good satellite signal. Power up time is pretty good. So the other thing that people seem to be complaining about was the interface wasn't terribly friendly or intuitive. Well, I personally haven't found that at all. I quickly skimmed through the manual. Yeah, all right, the manual included is not massively comprehensive, but to be quite honest, once you've skimmed through the manual and sat down for 5 minutes with a cup of tea or a beer and fiddled around with the buttons, I don't see the problem personally. You've got a page button here, so you basically got a find, mark, quit, enter, menu, page, and in out. Well, in out are just map, you know, zoom in, zoom out. You've got a page button, which if you page, hopefully you can see this. If you page through, it gives you like a scrolling like bar of functionality: map, main menu, trip computer, compass, setup, geocaches, and map again. And if you press the page, it goes one way. If you press the quit, it goes the other. So it's just, you can easily find what you want real fast. This bar is customizable, so you can include as many things or as few things as you want on this bar. It's really easy to set up. I put the stuff on there that's useful to me. So if I go to let's go to main menu. There we go. You just leave it for a second and it goes in. So from there, you've got elevation plot, waypoint manager. It's all the usual stuff. I'm not going to go into all of these. Route manager, proximity alarms, share wireless, if not use that. Track manager, route, activity route, waypoint averaging, sight and go. That's quite a nice feature. You can basically just point it, because it's got an active compass rather than the GPS compass on this particular model. So you can just point it at something on the horizon, hit the sight and go, plot a route, and then just follow the route and off it goes. You can set up all sorts of profiles. People saying, oh, that's not explained very well in the manual. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just set it up, pick a profile, and it saves the profile. Don't see what the problem is. So if you hit profile there, you've got recreational, geocaching, automotive, marine, fitness, classic, quit, gets you back out. It's pretty intuitive if you ask me. Area calculation, photo viewer, not tried that. Calculator, calendar, all the stuff that's usually on Garmin's. I don't know if you've used Garmin's before, but it's hunting and fishing, stop watchings. So satellite. Let's talk a little bit about the satellite, seeing we're on this feature. Now this uses a dual system. You've got the standard, or say standard, the American GPS system. And also the Russian, I don't know how you pronounce it, GLONASS, GLONASS system, which stands for, obviously you've got GPS, Global Positioning System, or you've got the Russian system, which is Global Navigation Satellite System. The Russians started building that, from what I can make, or putting that together in about 1976. The American GPS system's got 31 satellites, up to 31 satellites, and the Russian system up to 24 satellites. This particular unit uses both together, so you can see there, hopefully, it says GPS and GLONASS, or you can turn it on. You can have one or the other or both. So basically the idea is that by using both of the systems together, this improves on coverage, because obviously you've got almost double the number of satellites, plus also accuracy. I don't think any one of the two systems has any major advantage over the other, but used in conjunction with one another, you get obviously better coverage, because you've got twice as many satellites roughly, and better positional accuracy, from what I understand anyway. So yeah, So yeah, you got that in conjunction with the external quad helix antenna, means it's extremely sensitive, and you're hard pushed to find somewhere. I mean, if you're under trees or in a canyon or in, you know, behind rocks, it doesn't have any problem finding a satellite. It's really good. And I say, even in this workshop with a metal roof, it's maintaining lock without a problem. It's also got, I say, it's got a 3-axis compass. It's not a GPS compass. It's got a I can show that actually here. So if we go back out of that, quit out of that, well, just find the compass there. So there's the compass. So it doesn't require me to be moving for the compass to work, which GPS based compasses tend to, you have to be moving for them to work out which direction you're moving, and whereas this, you just because the compass is not GPS based, it doesn't have that problem, which is kind of nice. So I won't go through all the menus. You've got a setup page, system display, all the usual stuff, set the map up. So talking about the maps, let's go to the maps. Obviously that's a fairly important characteristic of a GPS system. Now the maps, I would say, is a weak point. Let's go to map. There we go, so let's display the map. The maps that are supplied are the Garmin base maps. Now, obviously Garmin are making money out of selling units, they're also making money out of selling maps. The map supplied, the base map, which was the only map supplied, despite what any advertising tells you, was poor. Not good at all. Certainly not, I didn't think, particularly good for geocaching. So I've scrapped that, I've turned that map off. And I've installed I think it's a Talkie Toaster map, which is an open source map, brilliantly put together. The guy's, well, fantastic. He's put together a whole suite of maps. I think I paid £10, or it might have been €10, I can't remember which, for the map, and it's fantastic. You just download the map from the website, pay your contribution, stick the map on the SD card, turn the other maps off. And if we go into here, so we go to map setup, map information at the bottom. I hope you can see this okay when the light's not catching it. Enter. So at the top here I've got the worldwide base map, which is what it came with, which I've disabled, and then the one below that is the Talkie Toaster one, which is British Isles plus contours, which is enabled, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff for other countries and the bird's eye stuff that I won't tend to use. I've disabled most of it, but yeah, this map's really good. So I can zoom out. Yeah, it's got, I mean, I've got only a nominal level of detail on it, and it's excellent. So I would suggest, if you're going to get something like this, the first thing you do is go to Talkie Toaster, get download one of their maps, turn off your base map, and stick one of these maps on. Well, you can buy one from the Garmin if you want, but you know, up to you. Now, what else have I got to say about it? Let me just go through these menus again, see if there was anything else in the menus that I wanted to talk. So compass, setup, geocaches. So it comes preloaded with about something ridiculous like 200,000 geocaches. Great, that's kind of nice. They're all stored in a file which is in a directory that you can access by plugging it into your PC. Most of them didn't apply to me because they're obviously all over the world from what I can make out. So I just renamed that file. So there's the file that stores or holds all of the pre-configured, preloaded geocaches. You can simply rename the file or move it. I mean, I did both. I renamed it and copied it somewhere else so I didn't lose it. And then all your pre-configured geocaches disappear. And then I'm just using the Swiss Army knife, geocaching Swiss Army knife software, coupled with geocache.com, and then setting up all my own geocaches in and around the area I live, and then just downloaded them. I mean, it's dead easy, and because it's you know, it's what do they call it, paperless. Because because it's paperless, you've got all the information. So for example, if I select one of these, go, oh, I've set it up, so what are we going to be doing? Let's say we're hiking. Great, so I can just go, right, started, so I can just go menu. I mean, wherever you are, just press the menu. It's that easy. I don't know what the issue is with the I don't know what the issue is with the navigation of the system. Right, okay, and we go to view geocache. There you can look at your logs attempts. You can see the description. So it's really, you know, detailed, several pages of description. Quit out of that. Go to show hint. It says a length of 2 by 2, which I suspect is a bit of wood. So yeah, very detailed information. All the information on here that you would get on the geocaching website. So you go out of that. Okay, so if you want to get rid of it, you just go to find, stop navigation. I mean, it's very intuitive interface. I don't really know what the problem was. And if you hit the find button, so you've got find geocaches, recent finds, coordinates, tracks, POI, cities, attractions, pretty obvious. You press find, it tells you things you can find. Quit out. If you're anywhere, so go back to the map. Easy peasy. So if I'm here and I want to mark this point, wherever I am, I want to make a waypoint, there's a button. It's got mark written on it. So pretty obviously you press that. It says, right, that's a waypoint. You can number it or label it with whatever you want, edit it, do what you want. But I don't want to at this point, so I'll just quit out. Yeah, now the other thing, let me see. Covered a few menus, done a bit about the GPS, done about the antenna. Screen's extremely easy to read outside. It's uncannily easy. In fact, the brighter the sunshine, the easier it is to read. Completely opposite to a mobile phone where you're staggering around not being able to see a thing and trying to find some shade to look at the screen. I can't remember the name of the technology they're using. It's backlit, but the screen is extremely easy to see. Very bright indeed. Say the brighter the sunshine, it seems to be the easier and the higher the contrast is, in my experience. So screen extremely good, not a bad size. Obviously it's not kind of up to your normal, well, up to what seems to be now the huge screens on most smartphones, but I found it perfectly easy to use. If you want to, there's me there, the blue triangle. Possibly the blue triangle is a little bit on the large side, but usable. You can navigate off and spin around. It's quite reasonably responsive. If you want to go back to where it's locked you to, just press quit, back you go. What else can I say? Now, battery life. I read few things here and there pointing out that battery life wasn't very good. Well, again, not quite sure what batteries people are putting in it, but I'll show you. Well, okay, here we go. If I press the button here, which gives you the review, obviously I've got a battery there which has got 4 blocks from empty to full. So I've got 3 blocks lit, and I've only in the last half an hour I've lost the top block. Now this has been switched on since 7:30 this morning, 7:30 AM. It's now 8:30 PM. So that has been on for, unless I'm wrong, 13 hours. I've had it on for 13 hours continuously, GPS locked, with the backlight on at half brightness, permanently on. So no battery saving mode, not turning the backlight off or turning the display off. The display's on, backlight on, 50%, since 7:30 this morning. It's now 8:30 in the evening, and I've got, well, 3/4 charge. And I've only just lost the top bar. So now I'll show you what batteries I've put in it. I'm going to say I don't know what batteries other people have put in, just bear with me. I've got no nails, so can you see this on the camera? So there's a little clasp here, rotate. Now the batteries I've put in are Panasonic, I don't know how you pronounce this, ENE Loop, ENELOOP, Eneloop Pros. They're 2,500 milliamp hour batteries. 4 of them were about £11 sterling. So they're not the cheapest battery in the world, but then why buy a battery that's rubbish? So I mean, they're designed for high discharge, and maybe I could have high capacity, maybe more for flash guns and things, I don't know. But anyway, those are the ones I bought, and I'm charging them with this little fella, which is like a sort of smart, intelligent battery charger. I often think, well, I don't know, sort of guessing, but I think maybe sometimes people buy high capacity batteries and then put them in a really poor quality charger that charges them incorrectly and doesn't condition the batteries properly. So over a very short period of time, the batteries just don't perform very well. This charger, you can select the current you're charging them at. You can select discharge, charge cycles, capacity check, where it will discharge, recharge, discharge the battery and check the capacity. So you can quite accurately measure whether your battery's shot or not. So when these are brand new batteries, I mean, I only got them day before yesterday, but I would say, I mean, it says 16 hours in the blurb for this, and they say this has been on for 13 hours and I'm at 3/4 charge. So I'm going to leave it on overnight, but I'm fully expecting that to still be working tomorrow morning, which would be almost 24 hours permanently on with the backlight at 50%. So I'm not really sure where the poor battery life kind of posts are coming from, but that seems pretty good to me. I mean, you wouldn't, even if you had one set and another set in your back pocket, that would give you, you know, a day and a half, nearly 2 days continuous use with backlight. So I don't really have too much more to say. So it's very, very nicely made, very robust. We've been geocaching and it was great. It worked perfectly. It's got quite a nice lot of geocaching functions. It's very configurable. I've personally found the interface very easy to use. With good quality batteries that are charged properly, the battery life is getting on for a day, permanently on. The only thing I found that it doesn't seem to be particularly useful is the Bluetooth connectivity. Not quite sure what the Bluetooth connectivity is for, or whether they've just put the hardware in with the intention of adding software support for it later, but it doesn't actually seem to do very much. I haven't been able to transfer much between the PC and or my phone over Bluetooth, but it has got Bluetooth connectivity and it does pair with a phone and it does pair with a PC. What you're supposed to do with it, I'm not too sure. But that doesn't really bother me, because you know, I normally connect it to the PC and then sync it up, transfer all my geocaches over, and then good to go. The interface over the USB is very fast. Yeah, so I haven't really got anything else to say. I've been gabbling on now for quite some time, but I think it's a top unit. I'm really pleased with it, and I think for the price, which was sub £200, yeah, it's good. So if anybody's got any questions or wants me to sort of fiddle around and give a bit more specific information about some specific function that I've not covered, then just bang a message over on the bottom of the YouTube video. Anyway, turn it off. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Happy geocaching.